Alright gang, buckle up. A big winter storm is about to trek 1,500 miles from the central states all the way to the east coast, and believe me, this thing has everything. Some folks see a foot or more of snow, others a half-inch plus of ice accretion and a dangerous ice storm. There could even be some severe weather and tornadoes too. If you haven't already, follow me on all social media platforms and follow MyRadar too, but for now, let's dive in with the preview. For starters, our storm hasn't formed yet, but here's the seed, this little twisty thing on the water vapor satellite in the northeast Pacific. That's our bowling ball upper level low, pocket of cold air, low pressure and spin, and it sweeps across the lower 48 this weekend into early next week. As that disturbance works overhead, we get a storm to form over the Great Plains on Sunday night, and then it just starts scooping north moisture. Look at it just pinwheel Gulf of Mexico moisture northwards. That's why our storm has so much moisture to work with, and folks either get a lot of rain, a lot of snow, or a lot of ice. The other key thing too, once this low kind of gets established, it starts swirling together all the air masses. Cold air north, warm air south, and that clash is problematic. So with all those different air masses, we get something for everyone. Severe weather over the Arklatex, chance of tornadoes, we get snow farther north, in between, ice and freezing rain and sleet, the whole 9 yards. Now let's break down the different hazards. On Sunday, we see strong to severe thunderstorms form along a cold front pushing through southern Arkansas, East Texas, Louisiana, and maybe western Mississippi. With the jet stream racing overhead, there's also enough wind energy upstairs that we could see an isolated tornado or perhaps some damaging straight line winds. And now the wintry side. We'll see snow and some icing break out across Kansas on Saturday night, but then spread east into Missouri and eventually the Midwest into Sunday. You see, all that blue is snow, but what really concerns me is the pinkish purple color, the freezing rain. Ice accretion is very dangerous and can really just paralyze travel. You can see on Sunday as our system progresses east. In the blue, they get moderate to heavy snow, perhaps lasting up to 24 hours in spots, but that purple stripe, that's the icing, and there they could see a half-inch or more of ice accretion. But the issue is, look sort of how narrow the zone is where you go from all snow to, all rain to ice and everything in between. If this storm wobbles a little farther north or a little farther south, then we completely change who gets what. Now the big question, how much comes down? Well, in the heart of our snow band, we're expecting a foot or more. This affects millions of people. But like we said, you go a little farther north, a little farther south, this thing could wobble. So again, it takes several days to iron out who gets exactly the foot of snow plus. And the ice storm, realistically, in my mind, is looking pretty serious. We could see a half-inch or more of glaze and ice accretion, and that's enough to take down power lines, cause vegetation damage as well. I think the jackpot zone might be perhaps the Ozarks, the Ohio River Valley, and maybe northern Tennessee into Kentucky too, but that could change. And then on Monday, everything moves into the mid-Atlantic, and it could be a pretty significant snowstorm for folks, even here in the nation's capital, if it pans out how it's modeled to right now. DC might be able to see 6 inches or more. In fact, the weather models estimate there's a 40% chance DC sees half a foot or greater, so something we're watching even right here in DC. For now, something we're all watching. A lot can change, but this will be a very significant storm for a lot of people. Erica and I are here nonstop covering this. We'll have more updates tomorrow into the weekend. Stay tuned to the MyRadar app, and of course, stay weather aware.
Follow MyRadar on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Download MyRadar on iOS, Android, Amazon Alexa, and Windows.